giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honor to the men of Great Millstone that is out there on the highway and byway, pushing this truth day in and day out, also pushing this truth over the worldwide internet, reaching for the elect to pull them out of a two-thirds state of mind so that we can be beamed up on those chariots of salvation to live in the kingdom under King David and the supreme king Yahushua, which he has the title of command and authority and rulership over heaven and earth, though title was given to Yahushua by his father Yahweh. Also, I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS has the 100% truth of the Bible to the Akim and Aqua, which are the men and women that are listening, learn, and continue to pray for more faith, repent, and fast, and keep the laws and commandments to the best of your ability. As it states in John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandment. Also, Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. Boy, this video here, and excuse me for the beginning part. I think I might have recorded this in the gym, and I didn't increase the value button, and I'm glad I turned it up because now you can see what she was dancing to. Um, she was pretty much singing this song. I don't know where she got it from, but she was singing the song right there in front of her boys and her, I guess, her husband, whoever he is to her. Um, I'm the bitch and not the nigga. Something to that nature. So you so-called black women and men also, but mainly you black women, you can't get mad when men call you a bitch. You can't get mad when men call you a nigger because you call yourself that. And all of our women, it's not like this particular woman. I'm talking about women like her, so don't take it the wrong way. To you sisters that are fighting to stay righteous and it's true, keep on fighting. And you brothers keep on fighting because this is not the end. We still have some signs that that have to pass. You know, Jacob Trouble and that MOTB. You know, that hour of temptation. So we still got to wait on them signs. So we still got to keep on fighting. Don't give up. Don't be like this woman right here. You know. So let me just, because she basically just shaming herself, and she's shaming her father. It'd be better for her father to be dead and gone so that he won't have to, see this right here. That she been a bed wench, for this Edomite man. Now, who knows? The angels at the end of the day, he's going to scatter out, the wheat and the tares. So, this man could be, he could very well be one of us. But from the looks of it, I'm gonna say, he's Edom all the way, you know, because this woman here, she don't know anything about for as she don't know anything about Edom, Esau. She don't know anything about Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that. And if she do, she ain't gonna bow down to it because in this truth, who's our number one enemy? You go to Psalms 83 and it'll tell you, Edom and the rest of the heathen nation on down. But this is a prime example of a haughty spirit of our women. You can read that in Isaiah 3, and she pretty much, showing off in front of the camera, as if she got her a gold ticket by being, with this white man here, and which she's she playing with the enemy. You know, let me just go to Isaiah 3. Because the deal is with our women, very haughty. Isaiah 3 and 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth neck and wanting eye, walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. So, our women love that attention. And if you don't have the appeal, coming from your own man don't want you. It's because of how you carry yourself, how you act, how you dress. That haughty spirit, can nobody tell you nothing. You going around saying that I don't need a man. And then when your own brother, you know, look at you as this, wild woman that can't be tamed, ain't no brother gonna want to deal with you. But you go to Esau, Esau love a bed wench, you know, and Esau is not half a man we are. We demand, respect, and we want control of our household. You got some Edomites that control their household, you know, but the biggest of Esau, Edom, they very passive with their women. Very passive, especially when it come down. A lot of those Edomite men, they want a dominant black woman to run over them, you know. But anyway, what I really want to hit at is what it says here in all, in white letters and black, background. How it feels when a black man say he doesn't like me, knowing I can literally just create more black men that do without even needing one to do so. So, she's, you know, in a way, putting down her own people. And also, that's pertaining to her sons, too. You putting down your own son right there in front of him for this white man that you got in the family picture, in the family, video. See, she, women like this here bring shame, to the family. Let's go to, let's find some in Ecclesiastes 25 right quick. Just bear with me. Tell you what, we're gonna read a couple scripture out of Ecclesiastes 25 and 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Don't no man want a wicked woman. And I guarantee this one right here gave all her baby daddies some harsh time. That's why neither one of them don't want her. It don't always have to be the man don't want to. And I guarantee you, bigger of the time, that's never the case. It's just the woman with her attitude, how she disrespectful, how she talk to a grown man. And then you have the police on your side, so you quick to call the police on the guy. Try to, screw him up. Try to make him lose his job. All because you and your feelings. So, she's considered a wicked woman. She's very wicked. You can tell. You can tell. Why she can't get right with one guy and have 5 sons with one guy. Now let me pump my brakes. Because she could have gotten with one guy and had at least 3 of those children. 2 of them look like it might be by this man here that's in the video. Let me see, can I? Yeah, because you can see some different. The first 2 might be from the same guy. Might be. Then the second 2 down at the bottom might be of him. So I'm sure she had many other guy, boyfriends in the past that they just got lucky that they didn't get her pregnant, you know. But let me just continue going down. I want to find. Oh yeah, Ecclesiastes 25:18. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he hears it, sigh shall sigh bitterly. Because the deal is he got to come home to a sassy ass woman. He got to come home to a woman that won't comfort him. This just me going by her, you know, how she is in this video. She's very loose in front of her sons. Just whining her body around her son, and her sons don't know no better. But wait till they go to school and they see their mama all loosed up like that. I mean, just loose in the hip, and got a white man in the background. You don't think those kids is going to get picked on, even though she ain't naked or whatever, but she got her cleavage, exposed, and she dancing, a pretty much slow gyrating in front of her four children. Any man wouldn't get on no damn ass TikTok with his woman while she slowly gyrating in front of her four sons and him. Even the boys, you can tell, they straight mama's boys. Because if they had a father in their life, me personally, I feel some kind of way with that. I wouldn't even want to be in the damn video. If I see my mama slow grinding like that, well, what I'm saying, it wasn't grinding, but she loose with the hips like that. I don't want to see my mama do that. Any young man that have any type of sense is not going to want to see his mama move like that. Even if he didn't have a father, he wouldn't want to see his mama move like that. See, a woman like this here, verse 23, same book, Ecclesiastes 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abated the courage, making a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. I guarantee you, this woman here did a lot of brothers like that. And now, a lot of these guys don't like her. She just literally said it right here. How it feel when a black man say he doesn't like me? Because look at how you act. Look at your demeanor. Look how you carry yourself in front of your boys. And you think a man's gonna really take you serious and bring you home to mama, bring you home to his daddy, bring you home to his family to see what he like. I mean to let his family see, what he like, what he loved, what he wanted to cherish and marry. Then all of a sudden, your family see her do something like this. Let me go to 25. Let me 26. Ecclesiastes 26. It says here. Ecclesiastes 26 and 1. Blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife, and she's no way virtuous. for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. So, this man right here, believe it or not, he's going to go through hell with this woman. She loose in front of the cameras, in front of her son, in front of him. She belonged to him now. And she is loose like that. To be honest with you, I think some of these women on a low, you know, they do certain things to draw men attention right there in front of their man, especially their man passive, and they would get away with a slight. I'm gonna say um, it's almost like you put it in your bed that that you still available, and your man right there, and you know, loose with your hips like that. It's almost like you throwing out signals, to guys that that still might want to go out there and still play a little bit. A virtuous woman would not do that. A virtuous woman wouldn't be dressed with her cleavage showing like that. She would be dressing modest apparel, right? She would respect her husband a whole lot better. She wouldn't be dancing and twirling her hips in front of her son and the world to see. If this my woman, I don't want my woman doing that. She gonna twirl them hips to me in the bedroom or wherever we at. It's gonna be for me, not for no other man, not for other man to see. So this man here, he's gonna come into some trouble here to come. He's gonna come into some trouble. Verse 9 says here, a whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. So that in that video right there, if a woman being 2/3 of our women, if you been with more than one man, you already, consider a whore, a prostitute in a way. And some people might say, no, you can't say that. Yes, because if her first man is still living and she got with another man, that's adulterous, and plus it's considered a harlot. But the women that are in the truth and repented, you know, you have a second chance at because now you're in the truth, you're not labeled as a harlot, because you in the truth, you changed your life, you repented. It said Amos 7:17. Therefore, thus says the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. In what city? Here in America. If you been with more than one man, you are considered a harlot. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this right here, and that's from my mama to your mama, because our women have been born and raised here in America, and our women here in America have not been taught the way of the Lord, telling you, to get with one man and that's it. Our women are told to go shop around, to go get around, to go do what you got to do. Be like a man. As a man, he sow his wild oats. But also our men, understand this right here. You get with multiple women, those are your wife. You got responsibility. If man today understood the Bible as of the old, you wouldn't be having a lot of baby mamas, baby daddies, running around here. Once you break that seal of that woman hymen, that woman belonged to you. Now, have I sold my wild oats? Yes, I have, because I didn't know no better. And are we are in the time where we are able to take care of our women? No, we're not. Because who's in power? Esau, Edom. Can you still have more than one woman? Yes, you can. But the women have to have an understanding. They got to be down with it. If they not down with it, you know, it's not going to work out well for you in this society. They got to have some understanding, you know. Salaki. But a woman, she's not supposed to be out there from rod to rod. Now, 2/3 of our women, that's in this world, they're going to continue doing it. But a righteous woman that's in the truth, she's not going to be floating from rod to rod because now she know, you know, she going to have to take accountability for her action. And she don't want to be faced in front of the wrath of the Lord. Hebrew 10 and 31 is a fearful thing to be in the hands of the living power. Now the Heavenly Father, he's going to, he's going to really put it on you hard, you know, because you know better. So let me see, can I get one more? I'll go back to Ecclesiastes 20, chapter 26, and see can I pick out something else. Yeah, she very shameless. The way she was dancing, you see that right there. Um, Verse 11: Watch over an imprudent eye and marvel not if she trans trespass against thee, trespass against thee. So she got a wandering eye, you know, and you gonna see your woman, staring at another man, ooh and ah and going on. She gonna trespass against you. So don't, you know, don't don't take that light, but just know that she's gonna do it, and especially this woman right here. So is this is real good. All of this here. I'm skimming down to 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, a bitch, and I guarantee you she's one. An honest woman will reverence her husband. By her doing that, she didn't reverence her husband. She didn't even respect her own kids. Cause when these boys here grow up, and they're gonna be floating around, and they, like I said, their friends gonna see it. You don't know how your son might turn out. He might end up being in a early grave or in the pen behind this video. You talking about my mom? It's a bunch of mama's boys around here. Say something about their mama. They really they are they are ready to unalive you. But say something about their daddy, don't nothing happen because this is a queendom nation. They push women as as the cream of the crop, but the men, treated less, and that's a backwards order. And when you have sons, he need to see a man in leadership. He need to see a man run his family. He need to see his mama respect, you know, their father. You know, so when they see mama running over daddy, they don't, them kids ain't gonna look at respecting daddy. They're gonna respect mama. You know, the Bible did say Jeremiah 31:22. There's a new thing in the earth that the woman shall compass a man, and that's an authority as well. So let me just go to numbers now. I just read. She said again how it feels when a so-called black man. She don't even, a lot of our people destroyed for lack of knowledge. If she understood what black means, she wouldn't say black or call herself and her boys black. A black man say he doesn't like me, knowing I can literally just create more black men that do without even needing one to do so. Okay, and that's our people have been destroyed for lack of knowledge. They have no understanding of the Bible, and she don't understand sperm and egg. She don't understand bloodline. She don't understand pedigree. She don't understand, inside, the inside, not inside, but inside. And these our women literally think that if they get with a so-called white man and have a child with that man, you you going by the outer appearance. Don't you know that there are some white so-called white men? They are that are not white men. They have bloodline of other nations. They can have bloodline of the Israelites. They are one of our people. Just like I said earlier, this man could very well be one of us. But in 2/3 mind, oh, that's a white man. He could have a bloodline, Asian descent, Moab, Hammond, not Hammond, yeah, Ammon, or Hamite. You got some so-called white South Africans that dealt with Ham, and over 2 or 3 generations, they his that man seed or his color after 2 or 3 generations is going to go back to his people. See, a lot of our people, especially this woman here that you see, all of them, they don't understand it. They don't. You are who your father is. And those 2 boys there, I'm thinking that these 2 boys could be this Edomite father here. The 2 standing next to her could be very well Jake. Who knows? It says this here will start at Numbers 1 and 2. Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their family by the house of their father, not the house of their mother. The house is where the house symbolizes your bloodline. Where do you come out of? What family, kindred, you come out of? With the number of their names, every male by their poles. Let's go to verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigree after their family by the house of their father. The pedigree, the bloodline of your father. So we're going to look up pedigree. Let's look up pedigree. We're going to go to the pedigree. Let me go up to forgive me. We in the what's this here? Let me see. What Bible book is this? Blue Letter Bible, Salakia. And we're gonna look up pedigree. Pedigree.
Strong's H3205. Yalad. Yalad.
Yalad. And it says here to bear, bring forth, begot, gender, travail, right? Let's see what else. Said declare one birth, pedigree, to be born. to begot. So we're gonna look up this word also, begot. To begot means to cause, create, create. How you make a baby? Sperm hit the egg. Sperm is and the egg was create a child. You know, so that sperm bring forth life to that child. It's creating something. You know, the egg just had DNA in it. The sperm got DNA. You know, the XY chromosome. The sperm determined the sex of the child and the nationality of the child. Begot again means to cause, create, or bring something about. There you have it, plain and simple. You can go to Matthew. Now, why they didn't, but check this out. We can go to Matthew 1 and 1, where it tell you that, you know, you are pretty much, you are begotten of your father. It didn't say anything about, do you see any mother name in there? But check this out. Matthew 1 and 1, the book of the generation of Hamashiach Yahweh, the son of David. He's the son of David and the son of Abraham. So Yahweh came back under David as King Solomon and came back under Abraham as Isaac. Right? And you see right to see Abraham begot Isaac. So Isaac is the seed line of who? Abraham. And then Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob is the seed line of Isaac and also what? Abraham as well. Jacob begot Judas. Judas is the son of Jacob. He is the seed line of Jacob, of Isaac, and Abraham. And it go on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. Do you see any females labeled in here? No, you don't, because the man carried the seed. You are who your father is. I can shut it down right now, and I believe I will, you know, because I don't want to make this here too long. Let me see, what else? What else? Let me go to Numbers 2. Let me see what's going on. Numbers 2 and 2. I'm starting 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch inside. Let's go back to here to the Blue Book Bible, and we're going to go to, let me get out of here. Numbers 2 and 2, we're going to go to the ensign.
Strong's H 226. Oath. Oath.
Oath. And we're going to go right here where it said a distinguishing mark. Now we're going to look this up. Distinguishing mark. Come on, give me the whole thing. Okay. It says here, a distinguishing mark is a unique physical feature or characteristic used to identify or differentiate a specific person, objective, or concept from another, depending on the context. It can refer to a natural physical attribute, a security feature on a document, or an intelligent selection. Let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see, get this word here. That's Salaki. Give me 1 second. And Salaki, I was trying to get that word pronounced. Now all of a sudden I went back to it and that gave me a different definition. And this is AI overview. A distinguishing mark is a unique feature, characteristic, or physical indicator that sets a person, object, or item apart from similar ones, making it easily identifiable. You got here physical and biological identification, personal traits, visible bodily features used to identify individuals, such as scars, tattoos, moles, or birthmarks. So, and also another uh, um, biological, trait could be, when you give blood, DNA, DNA from your blood or from your saliva or whatever. It's different. It's different from the rest. So your bloodline is through your father's line, and whoever your father is, that's who you are. All this mix. I'm German and France and Spain, and you got a lot of our people that do that because they are ashamed of who they really are. They want to be of another nation instead of loving their own, because we have been taught to hate and dislike our own people because we don't know who we are. We have been discontinued. We have been destroyed for lack of knowledge. And I'm gonna say this right here: when they label us African American, and I saw how them Africans look, I was ashamed myself to be Africans, you know. But I didn't know until, woke up in the truth. And we are a different people. We are not Africans. We are Israelites, you know, and we have a different spirit from those Hamites. But anyway, this woman right here, she do not produce no sperm. She have DNA from an egg, you know, that don't have life. It's just DNA, you know. At the end of the month, she on her cycle, it pours out, it drains out, you know. So I'm not trying to say, that a man don't need woman. No, we need woman in order to bring forth food. But we have the seed, not to like bring forth children, not food. But we have the seed that makes the baby. No different from a man putting seed in the earth to grow an apple tree or orange tree, cherry tree, plums. It all started with the seed of man. Like Malcolm will say, you can get a Florida orange and go to Japan and plant that seed over there. It's still going to be where it probably won't be a Florida orange. It'll be a Japanese orange, but it's still an orange. It just grew up in another nation. I mean, in another country, but it's still a orange from the seed that he planted in Florida, and he planted again in Japan. That orange is still gonna be an orange no matter where it goes. So I'm gonna end it right here. Like I said, I done went too far on this here, and I held this video here for some time, and I wanted to do a little lesson on this here. But this is just the wickedness and silliness and confusedness of our women to think and believe that without the so-called black man, you're going to bring forth more black men. No, you're going to They're gonna get your DNA, your melatonin, your melanin, but the bloodline is of Esau, that man right there to your right, Miss Lady. Now the first two, you know, they look like Jake's, you know, but the Heavenly Father, He gonna sort it all out. And you shameful women, you know, that go against your man, hey, during the time of Jacob trouble, I'm telling you, you're gonna wish you had a man of the Lord, you know, that has melanin. Because that man right there, what you have, he gonna run out on you and the children. That man right there, the world hates. Even his women hates him right now because of how things are in the world right now. It's not our face being plastered all over the world for what this man that have orange hair is doing in the White House. You know, with the strings that he pulling, causing America not to be great again. But this man, he's going to use every avenue to try to put who? To try to put Jake up there. Well, he's doing bad too. This is mainly why, you know, Edomite man is going out there picking with so-called black men and black women and their children to get something started so that we can get the blame. This is whole game plan, you know. So I'm gonna end it right there. Hopefully, this was edifying. Shalom.